Hillary Clinton is still talking about her presidential election loss, this time taking aim at what happened afterward.
I was really struck by how people said that to me, mostly people in the press, for whatever reason, like, oh, go away, go away. And I had one of the young people who works for me go back and do a bit of research. They never said that to any man who was not elected. I was kind of struck by that, and I'm really glad that, Al Gore didn't stop talking about climate change, and I'm really glad that John Kerry went to the Senate and became an excellent Secretary of State, and I'm really glad John McCain kept speaking out and standing up and saying what he had to say. And for heaven's sakes, Mitt Romney is running for the Senate.
Well, clearly Hillary is not going anywhere either. She said that she is committed to speaking out and having a voice in the debate of our country. But is this bad for Democrats as we approach the midterms? Here to weigh in is Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins and Campus Reform President Cabot Phillips. Guys, good morning.
Morning.
Cabot, you tweeted about this, that basically this is not going to be good for the Democrats because Hillary Clinton at this point does nothing but kind of conjure up anger among the party and the loss that they suffered to President Trump.
Every night before bed, I say a little prayer that Hillary Clinton will stay involved in politics because, let's be honest, she is easy to rally the base around. She's someone who does not have a high approval rating on either side of the aisle. And I think that Republicans need a figure that they can point to and say, this is who we are really fighting against. These are the policies we're trying to unite around. And especially in these Senate states, in these upcoming midterm elections, states where Donald Trump won easily and Democrats are trying to defend their seats, the last thing they want is Hillary Clinton coming in and offending millions of voters in their states. I think it's evident by Claire McCaskill coming out and saying, yeah, maybe Hillary should kind of stop talking and trying to insult people that support Trump because there's a lot of people in our state.
Well, Hillary tends to embolden the other side because she was such a, frankly, bad candidate. And there's just a lot of dislike when it comes to her and how she handles her emails. Michael, though, I want to ask you about Donna Brazile, because not everybody's saying that Hillary Clinton should just, sit down and take a breath. Listen to what Donna Brazile said about this.
I hope that she stays on the battlefield. She has invaluable experience about what we should be doing in the 21st century.
I don't know, Michael. What do you think? Does Donna Brazile have a point? Should Hillary stay in the conversation?
I think Hillary Clinton absolutely has earned the right to participate and to continue inside the Democratic Party. But I agree to some degree with our other guest here in the fact that Hillary does bring the base of Donald Trump more together. And while I think her message is in the right place, she's not really the right messenger to deliver it because it seems like sour grapes to a lot of Americans. And Democrats have to focus on turning to the next chapter. Yeah.
Cabot, again, obviously I'm following you on Twitter because you were also tweeting about this Roseanne Barr situation. I want to bring up this issue of these blockbuster ratings of Roseanne Barr's reboot of her show from the 90s, Cabot. 18 million viewers. That was before we even got the DVR numbers in. Those that taped it, watched it later. I mean, is this a sign, do you think, that Hollywood and the mainstream media in New York are still ignoring what is important to the American people? Because this show really showed middle America and a middle American family, Cabot.
Well, I think there's two sides to this. The first side being that I think there are a lot of American consumers who look on their TVs and all they see is traditional liberal, politically correct content, and they feel refreshed to see some conservative faces on their screen who aren't being portrayed in a negative light. But at the same time, I would caution my fellow conservatives against all of a sudden holding up Roseanne as this conservative hero just because she's a member of the supposed Hollywood elite, as people like to say, who may vote the same way they vote. This is someone who does not exactly have a lot of conservative credentials. And so in the future, you're on the hook for whatever she says or whoever she endorses because you've now held her up as this conservative hero. But I do think it says to producers and directors that, hey, there is a lot of money to be made by producing content that doesn't portray conservatives as these, horrible, crazy people.
You know what, Cabot, you're actually onto something because Disney is looking to actually serve that audience. They've been very clear. I mean, they obviously have a very diverse company. They want to still be diverse, but they also know that there is an underserved audience out there that they want to cater to, maybe a faith-based audience, Michael. But, again, is this going to be, are the Democrats going to make the same mistake again, ignoring the working class? That's who voted for President President Trump, Michael. Are they going to make the same mistake in November?
No, and this is going to come to a lot of surprise to people. I actually really liked shows like Last Man Standing because they portrayed Republicans in a way that I thought was relatable. Laughter has a way of disarming people, and I think we need more of that. So when we have shows like Roseanne or shows like Blackish on the other end of the spectrum, I think it allows people to see the humanity in things that are different from them. And I think that brings people together. We need more of that.
Yeah, all voices should be heard.
Absolutely.
And Hollywood needs to understand that. There are all voices out there. Yeah.
And it's good for morality.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Michael. Michael Cabot, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you being here on Good Friday as well. It's good to have you both.